Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3. Hello and welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I am Darren Moser, joined as always by my fellow Strandies, Philip and Daniel. And I did make you guys rewatch something for this episode, but besides that, which we'll get to, we're coming high off of Star Trek 6. I mean, that was a good viewing. I know there's some books involved, but, Daniel, people want to know, alphabetic rewatch, how's it going?
They really do want to know, and they're just going to be waiting, because it's going to take a little while for me to... The thing is, once you start putting more series in the hopper, it gets all jammed up.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's new Star Trek's fault.
So Discovery, saying. Picard, Lower Decks. It's like it's too much. It's too
you're like the GPS. You're just saying recalculating.
Yeah, exactly. Do I start over now, or
that's
or
true.
do I just insert the ones alphabetically going forward? How is that fair? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. So if you get to C and then they release a new episode that starts with an A, you're just done.
What do I do? Should have started this when Enterprise was canceled, and then I would have gotten through it. But
I feel like you regret telling us about this concept idea, but that's all right. We'll keep bringing it up every once in a while. And by once in a while, I mean every week. But Philip, how's your trick? I saw some more pictures of dioramas. Has there been more acquisitions or just longings?
I did buy some more, as my wife calls it, doll furniture. I bought. What did I get recently? Because it's subtle stuff. I did buy because I have a. This is all from Triple Fiction Productions. I have the Guinan's 10 Forward bar.
Oh,
and
nice.
So to sort of add to the ambiance, he also sells tables and chairs, like 10 4 tables and chairs.
Oh.
So I bought a small table and 2 chairs. So I have Lieutenant Barclay and a Benzite at a table with a chess, the 3D chess.
Oh, the 3D chess. Very nice. I like the one that's the extension of engineering, where it adds the pool table and it fits right in with the Playmates toys. So I think that's really I mean, obviously, there's some parts that don't line up the same as the show, but it's really clever as making it this big extension.
I don't want to kick us off track real quick here, but I was thinking about this when you were talking, Philip. And if you're to dioramatize one scene, if you had to pick,
that's not even a word.
one scene from 10 Forward, what do you think is the most iconic? Maybe this is an episode topic.
That's a great question.
Are you saying like Worf delivering Keiko's baby?
That could be.
I would say Stratagema would be really cool
up
to
there.
diagram.
Yeah, man.
Or it could be any one of the symphony concerts.
Oh,
they don't count because I don't think they're technically in. Most of the time, I don't think they take place in 10 Forward. Mm-hmm. Although we know that they take place.
Some are. It's like they put risers in the corner and they're all just sitting
Data's
there.
Explaining to
that's a good point.
Beverly and Jean-Luc why he's about to be bad, and they should have come on another night.
I was thinking of like the scene between Guinan and Worf with prune juice.
Guinan with her rifle.
Guinan with her rifle, yeah. Oh, man.
That's a good question. Now I want to talk about like 10 Forward scenes because we've never done that where we focus on one location and key things that happen. I think you need to put that on the list.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know why it just popped in my head. But.
Another thing I ended up buying was I'm not good with heights. The very tall TOS figures. I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder. I know this is a podcast.
Probably like a 10-inch line or something.
I have the TOS ones they made. So it's like Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Because I'm not a huge TOS, but they were really nice. But I ended up, they had, the Triple Fiction had a 3D print of the TOS command chairs. Now I have Kirk sitting down.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool because it's a larger one, And
take a load off.
And so I feel like there was one more thing I bought. But anyway, those were the things. And then he's making new ones all the time. I think the next one that I really want is, I told you all maybe a week or two ago that at a used bookstore, an impulse buy was buying Admiral Kirk from Motion Picture.
Oh, nice.
So
Admiral.
He has a refit. It's not in stock. He has a refit command chair. So I'm going to buy one of those so I can With
Is that the one with the little headrest that comes up as they go to warp?
and the ones that go over your legs, little.
Which, to be honest, those were cool. The ones on the Excelsior in Star Trek 3, I think it was, or 2, whichever one they steal the ship in.
3.
Those were like way over-engineered. They were like giant, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, we're going to go transwarp drive. We got to have our pseudo seatbelt armrests."
Black alert! Black alert!
Nerd.
That's true. We could, Sport Drive doesn't even need armrests or seatbelts.
And I am still. We're gonna get there, but I'm doing my TOS rewatch still, slow going, but I'm on 3rd season now. Though, as Darren always likes to remark, once you get pre 2000, every season is 1 million episodes. So it's like, 3rd season, I'm almost done. I'm like looking at all the episodes. Nope, no, that's okay. It's gonna be a while.
Oh, 72 90-minute episodes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Not to,
Back in the before times, children, TV lasted a long time because we had nothing better to do.
not to spoil what we're about to talk about, but I was like, this will just go right into my rewatch. I'm sure it's just the next episode, or no, this is like the 3rd from last. And I'm like, okay. I'll go out of order. You're going to make me watch it twice now. Thank you.
I mean, you don't have to watch it again in your rewatch if it's only 3
things.
after. Oh, geez.
See, this is my dilemma. I'm just
self-imposed
saying.
rules. Self-imposed rules at best.
But what are the point of rules, Darren, if you don't follow them?
Right.
Are you saying you're an
More like
anarchist? That's all I'm
guidelines.
That's
just
right.
saying.
We're going to demote you.
Well, we'll see what Kalis or Surrock or many other people from our history have to say about rules. So today I decided, totally not because of that 1 week where I didn't have a topic and was floundering, to come up with my own thoughts for the next 5 weeks, piggybacking off of a great concept Daniel had a couple of years ago where we covered, is it that bad? Is this episode as bad as we remember it or have heard about it? In some cases, we've seen them all. In some cases, we've blocked them out from our memory. But so each of the next 5 weeks, at least for when it's my turn in the center chair, I want us to talk about a episode from a specific season or a specific series, that is. And so for TOS, those old scientists, we're going to be talking about The Savage Curtain, which is Season 3, Episode 22, like Philip said, just towards the very end. And this is also shorthandingly known as the one where Abraham Lincoln shows up. Because that happened in Star Trek. It really did. It wasn't a fever dream. It totally did. And yeah, I just thought of, okay, that's a kind of iconic, like people have joked about it. Abraham Lincoln shows up and it's really weird. I could not remember the plot to be the life of me. So it was kind of a first time, last time rewatch of this. But Philip, let's start with you. What was your overall feeling on this episode when you rewatched? I mean, out of order, I understand. There's a bit of a tinge of regret.
Well, I'll first say, I always tend to watch these things with my wife Jessica in the room. And when a certain...
when Space Lincoln shows
she's
up.
like, is that... I'm like, of course it is. She, what? And so, yeah, she was like, she's basically like, I'm out. Nope. Okay, but
I can handle weirdness in Doctor Who. I mean that would be totally not out of place if Abraham Lincoln walks around the corner.
no, he's floating in space. That's different. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
But overall, and I mean, I guess not to get to the end. This was actually not as bad as I thought it was. I mean, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's a...
Well, that's it. Not as bad, guys. We're good. We're done.
Let's wrap it up.
I was going to say the grand scheme of things, it's actually standard TOS. And we'll maybe get into it. I mean, because I think let's just highlight this. Story by Gene Roddenberry. Teleplay by Gene Roddenberry. So let's just be upfront about,
It's a Star Trek episode. I mean, there's no denying that.
But I think it goes in that, goes to a lot of what he wrote another episode, which maybe will get mentioned in the next 5 minutes, that he actually proposed in the first episode that dealt with a certain American flag and a certain American document. And then, but anyway, we'll go from there. So
he basically loves his Earth history, especially Earth American history.
Yeah. So anyway.
Space America, yes. All right. Well, what was your overall impressions, Daniel, of the Savage Curtain, episode 22 of season 3 of TOS?
So let me ask you this question, Darren, real quick. If in a one-word answer, is the Savage Curtain that bad?
No.
Okay, perfect. I intentionally had to find a balance because you and Philip obviously thought that this episode wasn't that bad. So I watched a different episode that I thought was absolutely terrible. So, no, actually, here's the thing. Honest truth. I watched the wrong episode because Darren was like, "Oh, we'll watch."
There's 70-odd TOS episodes.
Pick
I
the
mean,
bad one.
it's understandable.
Darren's like, "We'll watch the Savage Curtain," and Philip's like, "Oh, it's because it's President's Day and Lincoln shows up," and I'm like, "Oh, I remember that episode." And so here I am scrolling through the TV, and I'm like, "Oh, I have no idea what season it's on, so I'm just going to go down the list and I'll find it. I know what it is once I'll."
I mean, I did write the season and episode in the Excel document we share, just for that reason. But go on. I like the story.
Judging a book by its cover, it's like I'll know an episode by the Netflix screen cap or CBS All screen cap. Whatever.
Oh yeah, those are always on
I'll
par.
know it.
So I got to midway through season 2, and I guess the end of season 2, and the Omega Glory pops up, and I'm like, yeah, that's it, right? I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm almost positive this is the one with the American hoorah rah stuff. I'm like, this has got to be. I mean, Abraham Lincoln has to show up in this one, right? It's got to be. So, and I'm like watching the whole episode, and Abraham Lincoln does not show up, and at the end of it, I'm like, oh man, and I just watched it. So this is awkward and uncomfortable, but I'm going to keep answering your questions as if everybody watched this episode. So yes, I thought this episode was terrible, and it's awful, and it's pretty racist.
No, I just think they should answer with Omega Glory. So it'll be like, what'd you think about the part with Kayla? So like, well, when they talk about the Yangs, I mean, it was like...
It was so transparent. Yeah. It was obvious what they were talking about.
A little bit racist.
Okay, now, just checking, Daniel. If I say the one with the whales, what movie comes to mind? Like
Star Trek 4. I know that one.
Okay,
That's an easy one.
Okay, just checking. I mean, but the one where Data goes back in time, through time.
That's a little.
I don't know.
No,
that's First Contact.
Oh.
Aha, trick.
Or Time Zero.
I know. I don't want to talk about that one.
I know. Or that other one from season 1 that I always forget.
Where there's
where
three
he's
of
got
them
like
or
that.
something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. I always forget that one.
We'll always have Paris.
Yeah.
There's got to be another one where Data goes back in time, right?
There's a few, I think. It happens a lot to him, more than you would think.
And Lore, where Lore's slowly fading when he shows the photograph.
Oh, jeez. Back to the Future style.
Twin Nacelles Mall. Yeah.
Well, that was that was hilarious though. That like I think Philip pointed out, Gene Roddenberry really liked talking about like the Constitution and America, and he's surprised that happens in more than one episode. So so I think with the Omega Glory, is that where they go to the planet and there was a copy of the Constitution and then they base their whole society on it?
It's not
people. No, it's weird.
It's not clear because it's suggested that these are the same people. I don't understand it. I watched it.
Oh, that does sound bad.
If I remember correctly, because I watched it recently, this is like, look, it's a planet that looks exactly like Earth. Isn't that crazy?
Of course, for budgetary reasons.
And then they have the crazy. It's sort of like the there's like 5 TOS stories. This is the crazy Starfleet captain interfering in the Prime Directive, and
And one half of the people are continuously referred to as savages in that episode. Just so you know, so my mind was reinforced. Savage. Where I was supposed to watch Savage Curtain. That's right. This sounds familiar. This sounds like something that would do in this episode. No, it's not. It's bad. But.
All right. Well, and the one where Abraham Lincoln does show up, the Savage Curtain. Yeah, that archetype Star Trek episode is the malevolent entity that pits our crew against evil to determine if good or evil is best. What is best in life? We must find out.
Yeah, because the whole time I was watching it, I was like, it's been a while since I've watched. What's the name of this episode? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway,
the Savage Curtain,
the Gorn episode. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
Arena?
The Arena.
I mean, like this is basically Arena, except slightly better costumes.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they though? We'll get into that. But yeah. So basically, the Cliff Notes version of this is the Enterprise is, mapping a planet. It's all magma, and this is really key plot point, Daniel. There's no way you could live on the surface of this planet. It's full of magma. It's and then all of a sudden, Abraham Lincoln shows up out of nowhere in space, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm on the planet. You should beam down. In exactly 12 of your Earth minutes, you'll be over my continent." And then a continent appears out of nowhere. And, they basically debate a bit on whether or not they should beam down, because if they're wrong, apparently Spock and Kirk will beam into, a pool of lava, which apparently is a possibility. So let's see. But first, Abraham Lincoln beams on board. We get full military dress, full honors. Scotty's in a kilt, and everyone's like, "This obviously isn't Abe Lincoln."
Can we just stop for a second? Because I love that.
Yeah, go for it.
We get the like you said, military or presidential honors. So you get so the order goes out. Everyone in dress uniform. Got it. So Kirk's in his spangly green, Spock's in his and McCoy in spangly blue, and Scott, who has been issued a dress uniform by Starfleet, adds a kilt. That's not standard Scott dress uniform. What I'm saying? So we can just add whatever we want to our dress uniforms now. So just depending on what country you come from on Earth.
Not according to Riker.
That's true.
Is there a French
does a
officer
Bajoran have a dress,
who has, a beret on his dress uniform? I mean, how much are we gonna?
Gosh. But yeah, there's lots of debate of and they're pretty clear about it, because they're like, "Kirk, you don't actually think this is Lincoln." He's like, "Of course not, but it thinks it's Lincoln, and so we're going to treat it like that." I'm like, okay, that's, not a bad way to approach the situation. And it's weird, because it's like Lincoln knows stuff, but he also doesn't know stuff, because he's like, "Where's the band? I hear the band playing." And they're like, "Oh, it's playing on tape." And he's like, "I have no idea what that is." And it's like, that's true.
It's not on tape.
Lincoln wouldn't have an idea what a
we don't have
tape is. Yeah. Well, yeah. The 3M contract said they had to call it tape. So
I didn't see Scotty pulling something out, going, and then putting it in there, and then.
But basically they beam down, and so on our side we have Kirk, Spock, Surak, who's actually pretty decent. He, founder of Vulcan philosophy and all of that, and very pacifist, but really well acted. And and then Abraham Lincoln. So you have those four in this corner against four. Jeez.
I love the Star Trek rule, right? You have to have person you've heard of, person you've heard of, person you've never heard of. Those are the rules, right?
Yep.
So
those are exactly the rules. So we have, so they are fighting Kalis the Unforgettable.
You haven't heard of, first introduction, but still.
Right, that's true. Played in the blackest of blackface, but we'll skip over that for half a second.
Yeah, to Genghis Khan, who has no lines at all.
Genghis Khan, who never speaks.
Yeah, it's we'll ignore this racism for this bit of racism.
Yeah. Philip Green,
Colonel.
we've never heard of.
Not go to Colonel
Philip Green.
Philip Green.
He basically was a 21st century genocidal human military officer. And then...
Which woman?
Who was the
I
fourth
don't know.
one? Oh, yeah. Yarnek, who was apparently had committed atrocities as well. So, because you needed a girl, I guess.
Ladies.
I don't know. It's... Yeah. So, basically, they instantly start... They actually work together, and they don't betray each other, which is kind of ironic. But they fight back and forth. And, okay, so all through this, there's a rock monster, Daniel, that's made of living rock that is the one pulling the strings and is able to manipulate matter on a subatomic level.
Shatner during a scene, look at the rock and go, "I'm going to remember this for later. This might inspire me something to do something later."
Grignac.
I thought you meant go climb a rock. Is that what he's doing? But yeah, so that's basically pulling the string, deciding whether or not that good or evil. And at the end of the day, our guys don't really succumb to their level, but they kind of do. And we win. And then we learned a lesson and we beamed back to our ship. It's
okay. Sorry to stop you again, Darren.
Yeah, that's it. That's basically.
I swear I was watching the episode. But there is a point where they instantly win, and I'm like, what happened to all the other characters? Like, okay, I got like
they ran off, and thus they won.
I was like, it seemed like a really quick ending. It was like, so really quick, Daniel. So like, Sarek's like, hey, let's do the peace thing, and he gets stabbed pretty easily. And then Lincoln's like, all right, let's.
Surprise, surprise! His pacifism didn't work against Colonel Green, the mass murderer.
I mean, I can respect the game, but it's what's going to happen, and he knew it was going to happen, so whatever. So then Lincoln's like, "Let's fight dirty." Wait, that's what war is, buddy. So Lincoln, goes from the back. Kirk gets back from the front. They capture Lincoln and then spear him in the back because it's always in the back with Lincoln. And so from there you have Kirk.
Too soon, Philip.
And then you have Kirk and Spock
Jeez.
basically just fight, and that's where like. If I'm trying to remember, Darren, do they stab Colonel Green or something, and then everyone else just
Colonel Green gets stabbed, but the other two, no name or Genghis Khan and Lady run off. Kalis, I think Spock knocks him out.
Yeah,
because
he's just whatever he does.
Yeah.
My question is, you said that it ends really quickly, just suddenly and abruptly. I'm wondering if somebody grabbed the Quidditch. 'Cause that's
grab the golden
the
snitch.
golden snitch. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of the stupid thing. Yes, thank you. Man, that would have been a better joke.
Yeah, because the bad guys were running out points
it's
with
basically
that,
that.
left and right, and then
Oh yeah. No, it definitely feels like they looked at the clock and dang, it's 38 minutes in. We better just end this episode now because we got to make our moral point when we get back on the bridge, and then they do. But
hang on. So let me ask this question since I didn't watch the episode. These people are just representations. Are they fiction? Are they real? Are they?
They're members of the rock species that have been manipulated into representing these people. So they believe that they're these. Because the same thing with Lincoln. So they're basically, this creature has the ability to morph one of its kind into another person that believes that it's that person.
Now,
how come that nobody did it to him?
Well, and Darren is implying a lot. This isn't explicitly stated. What it's explicitly stated is
no, it's very fill in the blank.
Before they beam up,
they say right
before they beam in Lincoln, they're like, oh, it looked like it was living rock for a second, and then it was Lincoln, and so.
Yeah, I'm reading between the lines because there's
because
not a
the
lot of
medical
time spent on
scanner,
it, but that's what's implied.
McCoy's like, oh, he's human, and then when he's beamed down, they're already not McCoy, but whoever, they're all scanning as humanoid. So I mean, it's left to your imagination.
So they're just rocks.
Oh yeah, and that's true.
But why bring the Enterprise in? They're just rocks that just fight each other.
No, sorry, it's basically the rock creature society decides that they want to learn about good and evil, so some of their people are morphed into these representations to play the game. So it's not like they're actually fighting each other. They're having their people be part of the chess pieces.
Yeah, at the end, it's we are explorers. This is how we explore by...
Right. We lure people and force them into moral quandaries.
I mean, those are pretty stark contrasts in terms of good and evil. They're not exploring the middle ground. I guess they haven't gotten very far in their game yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's no threat. There's a threat to the Enterprise that, if they don't win within a certain amount of time, they'll destroy the Enterprise. But there's no, if evil turns out to be better, we'll conquer the universe. There's none of that. It's just, they just are curious. It's very much like the TNG episode where you have the Nebula guy.
What's his name?
Nagilum.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very similar to that.
But why not? But why include the Enterprise people at all?
I think
because they're the ones who are going to teach us about what, from their perspective, is good or evil better. They're like, these concepts are foreign to us.
Yeah, when the Enterprise was orbiting the planet, they got scanned, and then the rock people are like, hey, this is crazy stuff. What's up with these people? They scan their library, their minds,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah, they scan their minds and library, which is where they get the people, the cast of characters.
Oh, okay.
That's how they get Abraham Lincoln, who apparently, Kirk is a huge Lincoln fan.
Is he?
Maybe he's got a penny collection. I don't know, But
which I think is,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to kind of take apart all the characters here. I mean, not apart, but anyway. So, like for Lincoln, that
it's a great representation
the
of
guy
Lincoln. Like it's acted really well.
And it's because it's very deep. Of like the guy thinks he's Lincoln, and then but I know this stuff that's weird. But then he has this little dialogue with Uhura. That's I don't know. I could take it a bunch of ways, but I thought it was treated well. People may disagree. And so I think he does it well with I'm of my time, but I know this future stuff too. It's weird, but like the whole like Kirk likes Lincoln. I'm like, now I suppose for some meta stuff, Roddenberry's Star Trek merchandise company is called Lincoln Enterprises. So I think it's Gene Roddenberry who has the
I didn't
Lincoln
know that
thing. But
hang on. In terms of accuracy, if we compare Abraham Lincoln in the Savage Curtain episode to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, who do you think is a little more accurate to real life Abraham Lincoln?
More accurate or more able to actually win a fight? Because our Abraham Lincoln did not win very
old
much.
Lincoln, he had some skills. He was all like, I'm an old guy, but hey, apparently I can kick some butt, so that's still cool. He's like, hey.
He was a wrestler, right? I think he was pretty famously.
He does say
wrestler.
wrestling during this thing.
Yeah,
he does say like, I thought I was a little too old, but apparently I can do some wrestling. And I thought it was very stark, but I mean nuance for not that TOS isn't, but sometimes it can't be. Sometimes it's black and white, like you said, Daniel. But like, there's that part near the end where Lincoln's, I'm paraphrasing. It's like, you know what? Let's go fight dirty. And Kirk's like, what? He's like, hey, I was commander in chief in war. I had to order people to their deaths. You know what? War's ugly. The part is we want to end it. So you got to do what you got to do.
Again, there's it's a Star Trek episode. There's lots of moral talking and analyzing the. I mean, that's what Star Trek episodes are. Is like, well, let's create this situation where we can have this discussion, but it's through the lens of sci-fi. It's just a little far of a reach to set up this premise. It's like, now hear me out. If what if they go to a planet and blah blah blah? It's like the conversation to set up that concept is like half the episode, so you don't get a lot of time with the actual meat of it.
And I thought, and again to analyze, so like Lincoln and Sirach is appropriate or makes sense because you have Kirk and Spock, who are going to be their top people. Kirk apparently, Lincoln, Spock, Sirach. Sorry, that's dad. It makes sense, but the bad guys, I think, don't have that, commensurate symbolism. I mean, Colonel Green is Earth, so maybe Kirk, that's his bad guy who he thinks of. That's his Hitler. But like all the other three choices are like Genghis Khan, so Kirk's a big Genghis Khan guy. And also, I mean, I'm not trying to defend, the conquering of the Earth, but like, is Genghis Khan evil? Like, I mean, necessarily. I mean, he killed a bunch of people.
Right.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm saying it's I don't know. Who am I to judge 1216 or whatever he lived? I can't. But,
And plus, we're probably all
related to him. Yeah.
Related to him in some fashion.
True.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking just in regards to that, Philip, and I don't know how he's represented in the episode. You guys can clear that up, I guess. But not only to see what's his name, Kalis.
Yeah.
Who obviously becomes way more significant in TNG and DS9.
Looked a little different in TNG.
Shorter,
not gonna lie,
shorter.
But is he just portrayed as like an evil, bloodthirsty Klingon? Because we know him to be a little bit more than that. I think.
No, he doesn't do much.
Again, we don't. He really doesn't do much. Green is the one that they put the focus on.
Right.
Kalis has the second most lines of the bad guys, which means he has 3 lines.
Yeah.
I think. The woman screeches. Possibly.
Zora. Yeah, she doesn't actually. I think she might say one thing about, like, should we do this? And they're like, no, we should do that. And
see, now, it's kind of an interesting premise for, like people dealing with very opposite ends of philosophies about Earth or life. I'm going to say life. But it's, I mean,
Green is basically like Khan. Like, it's, a little bit from our future, mass murderer. Like, he had a very Khan feel to him. I could see it, again, being someone from Earth in that regard.
Also, again, who am I to judge? Is Kalis evil? Necessarily,
that's what I was thinking. I didn't think he was.
I mean, he's unforgettable, surely. But
well, he's a Klingon, I guess. That's
he's
enough.
a villain in the eyes of TOS for sure. Yeah,
right. Right, and they mentioned that he's, basically the founder of Klingon, the philosophy of their people,
Now, to be sure,
But,
there is an escape hatch at the end of the episode, which kind of goes with what we're now talking about. Because I don't know if it's Kirk or Spock. Maybe it's Kirk. I can't remember which one of them says it to the other person, that they scanned our minds, and so of course these people are. It's going to talk about Lincoln and Sark. That they of course they met our expectations. So
Right.
maybe
they're what we expected.
Maybe this, like you're saying, isn't necessarily true to these people. It's just true to.
It's how does Kirk and our databases expect Kalis to act, and that's what we do. So I get the feeling like with Green, it's like, did Kirk have like a 5th grade history report, and it's like somewhere tucked in there, and they're like, haha, that's who we want to use.
Colonel
And it's
Green
like, oh
would
man,
always attack when he negotiated with people.
yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like Colonel Green 5th grade report.
I'm trying to figure out what was the name.
By Jimmy Kirk.
Yep. What was it? What would be Kirk's elementary school? I would think. What would be like? He didn't go to Zephyr Cochrane.
It's got to be the the Denoblian Space Clause or something like that. But yeah, so
Boise
it's-
Elementary.
okay.
Did he go to Jonathan Archer Elementary School?
Probably. So
Trip Tucker
okay, so
Memorial High School.
Philip.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
wow.
that's terrible
No, that's their-
retconning.
No. It's there. They have a Trip Tucker Memorial building for the School of Engineering in the.
Which
in
I like
the
it. It's
something,
called
yeah.
like the Charles Tucker III building, but everyone calls it the Trip building. So anyway.
Yeah. Lots of
That makes me
uneven
sad.
stairs. Yeah, it's just so sad. All right, so Philip, you and I who actually watched the episode we were meant to watch. We've both kind of said, like, is it in the top 10? No, not even close, of TOS. But is it that bad? Like, I don't think so. I don't think watching this would, again, I think it struggles a lot from a huge amount of time is set to set up this premise for us, for the payoff, like, versus other episodes where you have, like, the episode where Kirk is split in two, or the episode with, like, the black on one side, white on the other side. Like, the premise is so fast that you can spend a lot of time in the answer. Whereas this one, it's like 3/4 of it is setting up what's going on.
By the way, put that on your list, Aaron, because the black and white episode is not good. I know people always reference that. It's not a good episode.
Oh, let it be this your
I
Bass
think it's a horrible
Battlefield.
episode, by the way. But I know it's always like, well, it teaches racism. I'm like, but does it teach bad storytelling? But anyway, that's me.
Well, next time you want to do Is It That Bad? And you give a specific list of episodes to
Well,
watch.
I mean, again, considering this is the end of the series, basically, it's only like Something and Turnabout and Intruder are the only 2 episodes left, which I know they don't necessarily.
Yeah, this is episode 22. And yeah, there's not that much left.
And I don't know when they're filmed, so it's hard to say what was in the right order. But just think of how many TOS episodes involve Kirk or Spock or whatever, that they don't have their weapons, and they're forced to like live on the land, making spears. Or like I'm thinking of like
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We didn't mention that, Daniel. When they beam down, they don't have their tricorders or weapons, but they have their
don't
communicators. Yeah, there's only 2 episodes left after this and the end of TOS.
because I'm thinking of like even
Yeah.
and I'm thinking
Oh yeah, which don't work.
I'm blanking the name. It's the one with Julie Newmar, who's pregnant, and Bones slaps around. But anyway, that's when they're also forced to like go in the cave and make.
Oh,
their...
ATOS. It's the ATOS episode.
Is it okay? But anyway, no, I think that's a different one.
It's the rudimentary lathe
Friday's
concept,
Child, I think
like
is what it's called. Friday's Child, I think. But anyway, but this one they're like,
does it have Abraham Lincoln in it? Because that would help me identify it.
this one like Kirk and Spock are making like spears out of rubbing. It's,
Right.
I expect because
It's spears and rocks.
the rock guys are like
on a soundstage.
Feel free to use anything around here. Our home is your home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, budget-wise, it's like 3 sets inside the Enterprise and then 1 soundstage. Like, it's
They spent all that
very...
money on that rock monster.
That's
Shatner
true.
should have learned.
That is where all the money
Rock
went.
monsters
saw a
are
picture
not
of it.
cheap.
It's not great.
Yeah.
What's the other episode with of TOS? With the rock monsters, the silicon-based life forms.
Oh,
no
the Horda.
kill eye.
Horda.
The Horda. Yeah. What is that?
Oh, yeah.
Devil in the Dark.
Devil in the Dark. Yeah.
Yeah, these Order were actually more interesting because this is obviously a person in a suit. Like, it's so obvious. And then it like turns back into a giant rock, and they like fade it between the shot of it and the shot of like the set piece, and they don't really line up.
I was having
at
very
all.
Classic Doctor Who flashbacks with that rock monster. That's pretty much what they all look like.
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
I can confirm that Devil in the Dark is not that bad.
No, it's very good.
Did you watch every episode,
but
Daniel, except the Savage Curtain?
Well, Darren.
All right. Well, I think
talk
our
about, like,
Go
as
ahead.
you say, and I don't necessarily think it's bad, but it is odd because the ending's so quick. But it's because, as you say, they spend so much time getting to know Lincoln. But like, a good, and I don't know the actual time, 5 to 10 minutes is like McCoy and Scott being like, "You're crazy, Kirk, for wanting to beam down." Like, which is not
Right.
bad. I mean, it's interesting to watch this sort of back and forth and the decision
Yeah,
making.
it is
You spend a lot
interesting.
of time doing it, and which is fascinating from like a character development and seeing how this world works. But like, it's like, guys, wrap it up here.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I'd have to time it out, but like a third of this episode is just setting up even beaming down to the planet. And then a third is like them just figuring out, okay, what's the situation now? It's us versus them, and what are we going to do? And then like the last third or quarter is the actual, finding out what's going on, and then a little bit of a coda. But yeah, very formulaic, very Star Trek. Is it that bad? I don't think so. Is it going to top any top 10 lists? No. Is it going to be on the bottom 10 list? Maybe. I guess, out of 70 episodes, probably not. There's worse.
Would you like to know a worse episode that might be in your bottom 10 list?
Da, 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 da.
Or like, what is it? Was it Angel One? No, the Royale, where they have like how many stars are on the
51,
American
I think.
flag?
Yeah.
51, yeah.
Man, that's a weird
Something-
episode.
something like
That's
that.
a weird episode.
That's going to be as weird as it is. But like,
But see, that one doesn't spend a lot of time setting up the premise. They're in the Royale really quickly.
and they're
We built the set, dang it, and we're going to use it.
totally not like the Mafia TOS episode. It's completely different. The book.
No,
Okay.
totally different.
So what do you guys think of, because, not that TOS doesn't have some science in it, but like TNG and afterwards, we're a little more grounded in as much as we are.
Right.
In this, like, we don't have like weird stuff like
There's almost like magic
Apollo's
in
hand,
this episode.
floating Lincoln. Like, we don't have just stuff float in space like we do in TOS.
Or if we do, it's like Q's fault.
Well,
You
here's
know, we give it a form that we can rationalize.
I will say, to TOS's credit, it uses shortcuts to get to all that stuff. It's all the same source, like TOS and TNG, and not Deep Space Nine, but mostly Voyager. They forego this idea of, like, it's always something that makes sense. It's always something that we can point to. It's not.
Right.
It's usually left ambiguous. It's always like, oh, it's this rock monster in this episode, for example. Like, he may do it in a way we don't understand. We can't comprehend. We don't know how he does it. But it is this rock monster that's the source of this sort of thing.
They give you just enough to connect the dots, but they're not like, here's the history of the rock monster. This is how they do it. It's like, no, that's not the point. The point is that the rock monster does this so we can get this set up so we can answer this more
More
questions.
times you say rock monster, just hear B-52s. Rock monster.
rock.
Yeah, and there's just more, and this isn't a complaint, but of course it does get a little repetitive over time, that TOS sort of has like super powered godlike, but and they never explain, like Charlie X, like, there's like at the end it's like,
Yeah, should we put a beacon around this planet to make sure no one else stumbles on the
Darren,
rock monster
I was
death
thinking they're
planet?
going to do that, right? They're going to do that right when
Yeah.
they leave, and they're like, nah, we're gone. I'm like, someone else is going to, guys, put up a sign or something, you know?
That's future Federation problem.
Sounds like the rock monster is going to show up in season 4 of Discovery.
Oh gosh. Or heck, a race of rock creatures that can change matter at will. Maybe that would help in the fight against the Dominion. I don't know. If only, we hadn't lost those star charts because the Enterprise never wrote anything down.
Changeling versus changeling. Hey, that's something we didn't even talk about in Star Trek 6 was whatever her name is.
yeah.
Marta.
Marta, I think. Yeah.
Marta. Yeah. No.
What is her name? What did you say? Oh, not Martha. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm wondering if.
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
It's my mom, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's Kirk's mom. Oh my gosh! What are the odds?
I'm almost wondering if Kirk is the opposite of Picard. Where Picard does all, of course, logs everything, and Starfleet headquarters thinks he's a mind case. Kirk is just like, I'm not writing that down. No one's going to believe Rock Monster. Mapping
true. I'm
mission
picturing
successful.
Starfleet
That's all his log says.
Yeah. And did nobody die? Nope. We're good. It's a checkbox form at best. That's true. I'm now picturing Starfleet like getting Kirk's log or something, and it's like, so then Abraham Lincoln, Spock, and I beamed down to visit Surak, and it's like, and then we fought against these four.
I'm just imagining like you're like on board the Enterprise D. You're excited to be part of the Enterprise history. And you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look up the old Enterprise logs. That'd be cool, like to see all the stuff in the history. You just.
They're all redacted.
It's all just like Kirk's like,
just...
mapping mission completed, charted world. I was like, what? Where's the Gorn? Like,
Yeah,
this is
found a lava planet. Nothing eventful happened.
This is exactly why in the Naked Now episode that they were like, oh, the only other time that this has ever happened in the history of the Federation was on the original Enterprise. And they're like, well, everything happened on the original episode.
Yeah.
Who cares?
All the crazy stuff. Those old scientists, they were just nuts. That's true. Every time we talk about Ensign, Lieutenant, or Yeoman, whatever, who's reading the logs of the Enterprise, like, it just cracks me up because it's when you say it out loud, you're just like, this is what?
I love that.
Like, and then I talk the computer to death.
Again?
What?
Again? Come on, Kirk.
Again?
Oh, God.
Maybe like all the TOS.
Then our ship stopped. Was it a tractor beam? No, it was a giant green hand that just grabbed us.
All the TOS logs are like the actual Enterprise literally just did boring mapping stuff, never came across anything interesting, and it's just Kirk's daydreams about what he could, the adventures he could go on.
Or no, now I'm picturing like, Robert April,
Chris Pike.
and Pike. It's like normal,
regular.
Just nothing happens. And then it's like, but then as soon as Kirk sits in the middle of this chair, like it all goes
like,
crazy.
What? We got this young guy. I mean, he's a hot shot, but I mean, he's really young. I mean, he made captain. Let's. What's the most boring ship we got? Enterprise. Let's put him on the Enterprise. He'll a few years.
And then full circle. Like besides the time jump for Enterprise C, like apparently the Enterprise B had a pretty dull, tour of duty. I can't imagine Harrison, or Harriman surviving TOS level incidents on the Enterprise B. Crack like a nut. Or he's like, maybe what if we reverse this? And they're like, no, that's not going to do. What if we try the graviton beam? No,
which I like. That's like I feel like that's sort of like someone who really knows a lot about Star Trek, and then like is put in there in real life. And they're like, all right, guys, what if we?
I don't actually know how to run this ship.
What if we did like a warp bubble? And they're like, what the are you talking? What? No.
Or it's like that episode. I think it's Disaster where Troy is like
Chief
offering,
like,
and
this is not a static warp shell. Yeah,
yeah. Or it's like, so it's like a cosmic string, and it's like,
it's nothing.
No, this it's nothing like that at all. And it's just like, I feel so bad.
You do, but it's
like, have you read the manual?
It's also the impetus for fantastic character growth for Troy.
Yep.
So
it is. Yeah. No. Is it like this crazy rock monster? No, it's like that other crazy rock monster, the one that with Lincoln. Oh,
yeah, of course, the one with Lincoln.
But see, it gets all meta because I learned from watching this episode that I can't just describe a TOS episode with the one with Lincoln in it. I have to be way more specific in my requests.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Do
you want a quick synopsis of the episode I watched? Because
Sure.
it's terrible. That's all you need to know. It's just bad. It's really, really, really racist and like bad. And
Isn't it like the
Yes.
gangs are us and then the commies,
it's so
the comms
it's
are...
so weird, man. It's such a weird episode because they go to this. Well, they don't even go to the planet.
It's the castle planet, right? Because it's always the castle planet.
So they find the Exeter, which is another ship, and all that's left. I was so confused this whole adventure. I got to tell you.
Captain
So
Tracy.
they get the Captain Tracy. They go on the ship, and like only the crew's clothes are left.
What? So they were raptured out of there?
I was like, what is this episode? And then McCoy like scans them, and they have the only thing left from their bodies is salt.
Now I'm picturing Star Trek 6 where it's like, every uniform, sir. We must check them all. We must check them all. Wait, so their bodies turned to salt? What? What does that have to
Salt
do with
vampire.
anything?
So when there was salt, I was like, is this the salt vampire episode? I'm like, no way, this is the salt vampire episode. And then they
Well, it's not the one with
no.
Lincoln. So
And then they go to the planet, and the captain's still alive, and he's the only one, I guess. There one other one, maybe. Anyways, and there's these people. I don't want to get too far into it. It's too stupid. But it's the Yanks, which are the Yankees, which I assumed was a Revolutionary War term.
Well,
But they're
well, it's the Americans.
the Americans,
basically.
right? But when the way they were presented at the beginning, then they're fighting the comms, which are obviously the
communists.
say obvious.
Yeah,
yes. Anyways, and
real
We're all
subtle there.
agents.
Real subtle. Yeah.
and the Yanks worship the Constitution. They call it the sacred texts. And of course,
So bad.
Kirk has to convince them that we the people means all the people, including the communists. So, anyways, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's
very
even
bad.
like
Well, see, that's why I didn't pick that one, because it's like the point of, is it that bad? It has a possibility of being not so bad. Like when we did Spock's brain, we fixed it. Not like that one sounds
change the
like
title.
it just should
That's all
be
we did.
put in the trash can.
with this one,
Yeah.
it's almost like how racist is going to be. It's like, okay, guys, I think we did it racist enough. Like, wait a minute, hold on. What if we made the white, blue-eyed, made him like Native Americans? He's like a chief, huh? Huh?
Yeah, it's bad.
Don't
It's bad.
don't do that.
All the Yanks
Don't do that.
So bad.
Yeah. They're all, yes, they're all like that, and they're all fighting.
They're Aryan,
and
basically.
and the comms are all Asian people, and it's
gosh.
just it's rough. It's real bad. It's tough to watch. So it is that bad. Don't watch it.
So they didn't let it be their last battlefield, is what you're saying, and they doubled down on the racism.
There's an analogy in Star Trek, and then there's like, we're pulling out the American flag with the Constitution, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? I'm like, no, I see what you're doing. It's pretty obvious.
That's what I'm saying.
And that is the most bizarre thing about the episode is when they pull out the flag. It's it's like that. It's the typical TOS fanfare, and it changes.
Like, oh my gosh, it's the
no,
flag.
but it changes to I don't know, Stars and Stripes. I can't remember
Stars and
whatever
Stripes, yeah.
song it is, and it's so weird to hear it.
What
like,
the heck is that noise? It's Stars Singing from John Phil Sousa. Da, 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 da,
Now to honor America, we will-
I'm like, this is really bizarre, man. Like, this
Turn
is
it
just
up.
so strange, you know. But
I'm assuming I was referencing that TNG episode where all of a sudden the bridge
yes.
starts playing that music
What the
at
devil is
full
that?
blast.
oh yeah.
And it's like, it's John Phil Sousa, but it starts forever. And they're like, well, shut it off. Da, 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 da.
Was that Q? Was that a Q episode?
I can't remember.
I think it was something wrong with
Yeah.
the computer episode.
Which that's
I
that
can't
one. The something wrong with the computer episode in TNG. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, it's just it happens. They don't talk it to death, but
The one with
they fixed it some other way.
The one with
Nanites?
Barkley. You're talking about, right? Nanites.
That's with Stubbs.
Baseball.
That's with
I thought we were just doing word association.
baseball, and you play the games. Man, you guys, I mean, as much as we mock it, we're worse than the Netflix commentary, like, descriptions. It's like, what's that episode? It's the one with Stubbs and baseball and Philip
Are we
Sousa.
worse than the Netflix summaries? Because you told me to watch the Abraham Lincoln episode, Darren, and I watched the Constitution episode. So I
Yeah,
feel like
that's true.
maybe we are that bad. Maybe we are that
I mean,
bad.
again, in my defense, in the Excel document, I put the season and the episode for every single one because I'm nice.
I don't blame you, Darren. That was entirely my fault.
But no, well, it's like we got a 2-for-1. You helped our audience out. Now they get to enjoy 2 bad episodes, even though one was not as bad as we said. All right, well, I think that's enough around the horn. It wasn't as racist, and it was still weird.
We now have a weird grading system. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad because compared to what Daniel watched, which was absolute trash. That's our slope. All right. Well, if someone wanted to talk to you about your final 4 that you would pick in your battle of good versus evil, Philip, where would they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at NC Public Servant.
And Daniel, if someone wanted to talk to you about the U.S. Constitution, where would they find you?
The first 3 words that are written tallly and proudly. My God. They can find me on Twitter at OneUpDown. That's the number 1, not the word.
And if someone wanted to talk to me about how much screen time we can get out of Stage 10, they can find me on drsci-fi.com. I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
Stranded here, fighting each other on good versus evil on City Alpha 3.